In this video, we will determine the cause of the error messages, identify which tooling did not load a double-sided boring bar locator, and load both boring bars onto that locator. We have completed a lot of operations at this point. In a normal workflow, I might have checked simulation more often. For learning purposes, I waited until all the right spindle ups were completed so we can fix all the issues at the same time. I'm going to post into the Sync Manager, and you can see that an error message comes up, 4 actually, and it says tool loading error for operation 30, 31, 32, and 40. And down below it says in the extra info, modify the tool number so that it's unique to the tools existing in its parent tool storage component, for example the turret. Well, let's see if we can investigate this and figure out what this is trying to tell us. So it was operations 30, 31, 32, and 40, and the tools used in them are 13, 14, 15, and 16 respectively. I'm going to open up the Tool Setup Manager, and I'm going to view Component and All Children. Every index position on the turret is full, and each index position only has one tool on it. The auto load feature will only load into single station locators. So if we have 12 positions on the turret, it stands to reason that tool number 13, 14, 15, and 16 have nowhere to go. So we need to determine how to get these 4 tools onto the turret. What we'll do is we'll remove some of the single station locators and use locators with multiple stations. An alternative workflow would have been to manage our tools and locators as we processed our part and before posting it to the Sync Manager. This would eliminate the need for Mastercam to load the tools for us. Mastercam will respect the tools that we put on the turret. Selecting the locators that get loaded on the turret in the Tool Setup Manager before posting will be the preferred method for many programmers. Let's look at the lathe tools we need to load first. So I'm going to go into the Lathe Tool Manager, and we can see that tool number 13 is our flat bottom drill, and tool number 14 is a boring bar pointed to the right spindle in an insert down condition. I'm going to go back into the Tool Setup Manager. We have access to a reasonable variety of locators in the Mastercam library down here in the left hand corner. In a real world situation, you would need to work with the locators available at your disposal. Any locators in your shop that are not in the Mastercam library can be added by your reseller. I'm going to right click on the upper turret and we'll expand all. I'm going to start by loading a double-sided boring bar locator to put both boring bars in. So if I look down here in my locator library, we can see that I have a 32mm boring bar locator. That's a 2 station. But I need somewhere to put it. So I'm going to take the existing 32mm boring bar holder. I'm going to remove the component and all the children. I'm going to take this 32mm boring bar holder, that's a 2 station. I'm going to drag it up into index position 3. Now you'll notice that our 8mm boring bar, which was previously loaded into 3, is not loaded currently. I'm just going to put that back where it came out of. And our boring bar, which is tool number 14, I'm going to double click on that, and it's 3D tooling. And I'm going to change that to number 3 because the tool number needs to match the station that it's going into. So we'll allow it to change our operation. So now I have 2 tool number 3s. And I'm going to drag tool number 3 into the right side of that holder. Now if I take a look at all the components on the turret, and position number 3, it would be oriented this way, this towards the left and this towards the right. So we might want to move that out a little bit. We'll come back to that later. We have successfully loaded our first multi-station holder. We have 1 down and 3 to go.